Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, welcome back. I wanted to discuss what is the definition of courage to you? And do you feel that there's an area in your life where you need to step up your courage? I know for me, this is something that I assumed for the most part that I had, but when I sat down and wrote my list of things that I am going to, or am, let's just put it out there, did, right? Achieving this year for my platforms, where I am looking forward to taking you guys in a journey with me, things that I am investing in so I can actually come to you guys in a more richer form, if that makes any sense. And I realized that there were certain areas in my life that I needed to really practice courage. And it could be really scary. And if you listen to my latest podcast, I believe it's probably either 178 or 77. Yes, you can check out all of them, but it was not too far from this particular one where I discussed fear. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do you guys the gift of linking that episode in the show notes, so you can definitely go check that out because that was definitely deep. Listen, I believe in a momentum, and momentum causes you to actually look back at the things that aren't working anymore. What used to work before may not work today. The way you perceive things before may not be appeasing to where you want to go or see yourself in the future. And I really have been honest with myself in some personal areas, which changed the game for me. Because it's one thing to put on a blinder and just say to yourself, oh, it's life, it's because I have this, or I'm working too much, or the kids, or my husband, or I'm planning, or I just want to say that there's never going to be the perfect time or the perfect situation in any situation. And this is why everybody has a breaking point. We all have a breaking point, but I say this. This is what I say. I'm going to make it my business to do everything that is humanly possible and capable under my jurisdiction to achieve what God has abled me to do. And the reason why I am professing able, because I always say, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. First of all, what is courage, right? What makes somebody courageous? When I think about courage, what's so funny? I always think about Rocky, right? Rocky Balboa. I don't know. Was it Rocky 4, Rocky 5? First of all the Rockies I'm a fan of. Rocky Balboa is the character that Sylvester Stallone played. Guys, it should show you how much I love those movies. But there's just something that happens towards the end of his movies. First he has this dream, right? He wants to be a champion. He wants to provide for his family. He wants to put food on the table. He's having a hard time finding a legit job, right? I believe at one point he was a kind of, he worked for a loan shark, I believe. So there you go. But he wanted more. He aspired more. He noticed that he had a gift, right? And as the story goes, he levels up to fame, and he gets to provide, and he actually becomes rich, right? In all those different scenarios, one of the things that never changed was his courage to persevere even when things were looking immensely bleak. He toughed it out, whether it was the workout, whether it was with family. It was just like always, and I love how it was always his moral aspects. It always came to light. And morally, how are we faltering within ourselves that doesn't allow us to appear in this life in our most authentic self? Why aren't we exuding courage in different areas in our life? Well, one of the things that comes to mind is fear. Fear is something that is a plague. I am speaking against fear. I am speaking along to myself as well, because the bigger the dream, the bigger the responsibility. And fear is something that is also needed, right? I spoke about the paralyzed man and how courageous he was to ask his friends to lower him from a rooftop. I even wrote a blog. Be sure to check that out. Okay. A rooftop. Guys, that is immense courage. And courage like that is rare. Courage like that is rare. Martin Luther King Jr., his birthday just passed. It was January 15th, I believe. That was courage. That was courage. To be able to rally thousands and thousands of people with love. No weapons, no brutality. His main objective was equality for people, no matter what creed, color, or region you come from. The fact that we are human beings, right? But it took immense courage to pursue the very thing that he was professing. It cost him his life, unfortunately, but he still did it gladly. So I ask you, where can you be courageous in your life? Like, where can you stand up for the things that you know that is right, but you're not pursuing those things? And I truly believe when you do not allow yourself to show up in your most authentic self, that is a brutality to not only your spirit, but also to mankind. And why? Because if Martin Luther King decided to allow himself to be fearful and not go after what was put in his heart to do what was right, where would we be, right? If Rosa Parks did not take a stand after working a long, hard day and did not want to get up after she paid her fare, that whole movement would have not changed the course of time the way it did. You just never know who or what you will change by allowing yourself to be empowered. And one of the things that I feel that is a straight ego booster is going in and finding out what does God say about certain things. Because if you're anything like me, you get in your head, and that is where fear, that is the battleground for fear. So a surefire thing that I find that works, because God's word is true, is finding out what does he say about that particular topic.
Hey guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram, because what is popping over there. And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.